Tonight for our in-depth coverage, there's a new Republican in the race to be the next governor of Oklahoma, and you've heard his last name before because his father was once governor. For his first sit-down interview since announcing he is running for governor, I spoke with Chip Keating after he met with supporters here in Tulsa over the weekend. It's an interview you'll see only on In-Depth. What was the moment you decided to jump in this race?
Well, Rick, thanks for having me. To be honest with you, I've been considering this for probably about a year. Many people across the state have reached out to me and called me and asked if I would consider running. And I think they're looking for somebody different, not, the political insiders, not a career politician. And so I honestly took a thoughtful and deliberate approach to this decision and was honestly waiting to see if somebody that wasn't a career politician would step up. The problems of Oklahoma are enormous right now, and the very career politicians that are running, other than myself, have been there and haven't fixed the problems. And so probably about a month ago, it really dawned on me that it was the question I'd been looking for, the answer I'd been looking for in a different candidate probably was not going to emerge. And I made the decision to take it on head on, and it was a family decision with my wife and my beautiful kiddos. And so about a month ago, but I've been considering it for about a year.
You know what I find interesting about your candidacy is for months, and I'm sure you've seen it in the polls, they've listed off candidates of people who were running already and didn't run, and you were locking in 7 to 9% already before you announced. So what does that tell you as a candidate when you're locking in a chunk of the vote even before you've announced? 7 to 9%. I think one even went up to 11.
I think it tells me that once more people get to meet me, and I will travel every square inch of this state, I will shake every hand, I will talk to everybody. I go back to the career politicians. I'm an outsider. I'm a former state trooper. We have rampant crime in our state. I think I check some of the boxes right now that the average Oklahomans want. And some of the other candidates that are running have been in office and haven't been able to address these issues that are plaguing our great state.
Before we get to the issues, are you worried you've started too late? Some of those guys did get 2 quarters of fundraising head start ahead of you. Or did you start too late?
I don't think I started too late. I'm not in this to lose. I think we see a path to victory on this, or I wouldn't be here. And frankly, the reality is I really believe in Oklahoma, and I think after our message gets out, and after I shake those hands, and after I go to every square inch of the state, I think people will see that. I understand that these campaigns take money to get your message out. But I'm not experiencing, we've been doing this 72, 80 hours at this point, and obviously fundraising is a component of this, but it's not everything. And the reception that I've gotten from every Oklahoman I've talked to, and I've been on the phone 18 hours a day since Wednesday, has been enormous. And so I'm very encouraged by it. I don't know that all that block of fundraising that you just described is actually true.
What are your top 3 issues? Obviously, we have a lot of problems. Sure. But what are the top 3 that you would like to address first? If you had to get in the game right here, right now.
Well, obviously, I think they're the top 3 issues that Oklahomans that I've heard of the last year. Public safety, number 1. Education, number 2. And frankly, tax reform in this state. We really need to comprehensively look at our tax structure in our state to unlock the unlimited potential of our state. And but in order to do that and to help grow and prosper this economy, we've got to fix education. We've got to have a workforce pipeline. Our children are that workforce pipeline, and our communities need to be safe. And until we get those 2 right, frankly, you can't be great at number 3. So we've got to do all 3 at the same time. I'm used to being running complex businesses. I have been a state trooper. I have put handcuffs on bad individuals. I have arrested the very people that are plaguing our communities with, outside adversaries. And so, again, the competition in this field and those folks that are talking about those issues have done nothing on them, and they need a real tough on crime, a real law enforcement approach to deal with these issues so that we can, frankly, make Oklahoma greater. And that's why I'm running, is for a greater Oklahoma and not an Oklahoma okay.
You're on the tribal side of the state today, and there is an appetite for a different path here. Maybe not necessarily one side gets 100% or something, but there's an appetite for some kind of agreement. Where are you at with tribal relations and moving forward, especially with McGirt?
Sure. Well, and I don't want to litigate Governor Stitt's relationships with the tribes. Honestly, Rick, I want to hit reset. The tribes are an important partner in our state. On the McGirt issue, that's a criminal issue. Again, being a state trooper, I believe public safety is agnostic to politics, and we have a duty and an oath when you become a police officer or sheriff or a state trooper to frankly run to danger, not flee from it. And so we're agnostic to boundaries within the state. And so from a criminal perspective, I think we have to always maintain that. We have an Oklahoma first approach. And so I would hit the reset button, start the relationships in a cooperative manner, because I think this state prospers, frankly, when the tribal relations and the next governor are in a really good spot.
Would you say we could do better, or how would you rate where things are right now?
Well, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be running for governor if I thought we couldn't do better. I think we have problems in Oklahoma. If our state was in tip-top shape, I'd be a dad with my kids right now at a baseball game. I'd be running my businesses. So we always can do better. I'm striving for a greater Oklahoma. And so I see a lot of opportunity where we failed in areas. And that's exactly why I'm doing this.
We've seen the governor assert his power over the Board of Education and just specific, trying to write the course, even though the superintendent is a differently elected person. What is your plan for education? Within the power of the governor, obviously.
Sure. Well, I mean, first and foremost, we have to be, we're 50th. So we have to start third grade. If you cannot read and write and comprehend, we're putting our kids on a path to failure. And so we've watered down some of these requirements over the year. We've fallen back from 37th to 50th. So we've got to start back there. I think we need to look at accreditation. And frankly, we need to put kids first, focus on outcomes. Look to the Mississippi Miracle, going from 50th in NAEP scores to 24th. So it can be done. And so I would start there, some of the low-hanging fruit, and let's start putting our kids first and start focusing on outcomes. And I think it can be done.
One thing that was interesting when you announced your candidacy was we couldn't find any video because you've been in the private sector. So let me just, if someone's watching, who are you? I mean, obviously the name Keating. Yes, we recognize that, but who are you?
Well, I am Chip Keating. I am a husband to my beautiful wife of 20 years. We just celebrated our anniversary, and my best friend. I'm a dad, most importantly, and a husband. I have 3 beautiful kids. Look, I been in the state my whole life. Spent about a quarter of my life in Tulsa. I was born in Tulsa. I actually had my first assignment after I became a state trooper in 2001 was in Tulsa for 2 years. And after I left the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, shortly after, or just under 4 years, I went into the private sector, and I've been there ever since. Obviously, I did come back into the public light in 2019. And I served on the governor's cabinet as Secretary of Public Safety. I served at a time that was a very trying time for our nation, not just our state, during George Floyd in the summer of 2020. Very proud of that service. Frankly, we didn't kneel or apologize. We enforced the law and rid our wonderful communities around the state of Antifa and a lot of the thugs and bad actors that were here. And we did that without hesitation and activated the National Guard, put boots on the ground. And so Chip Keating is a law enforcement first person. It's always been a passion of mine. I still am very involved, and I have a foundation that supports first responders today, but I'm a very philanthropically involved member of our state and serve in many organizational capacities and a businessman, but I love Oklahoma too much. And so I'm not running to be governor of Oklahoma. I'm running to be governor for Oklahoma. I'm tired of, frankly, career politicians not getting the job done. We have a lot of room to improve. And if I thought we were perfect, I wouldn't be doing it. And so I think as the voters get to know me, they'll see an authentic side of who Chip Keating is. I'm obviously no stranger to the limelight. I've been around it. I was here in the state and watched my father during the darkest day in our state's history with the Oklahoma City bombing. And the reality is that instilled, my generation are the sons and daughters of the Oklahoma Standard, which lives in our state today. And that really gave me my drive and my fire to become a state trooper and serve the very men and women that I watched them run to danger. I think it's very important, and public service is something that is near and dear to my heart. And this is a good stage of my life to do it. And I think we really need a leader that will fight for this wonderful state, that will honestly do it unapologetically, and build a greater Oklahoma. And so that's why I'm here.
I would be a fool if I didn't ask you this question. What was it like to say, Dad, I'm running to be governor? Dad, I want the job you had.
So obviously, look, I think as a parent, and I'm a parent now, you want the best for your children. And you support your children in their endeavors in life. And so I think my dad, when the discussion came up, was like, oh, okay, this is interesting, right? Because I didn't ever in my bingo card think I wanted to go follow in his footsteps and be governor. But again, the Oklahoma Standard really resonates in me. And so when I decided to do it, I think he was very proud, because he sees, frankly, the opportunity where we need a real leader in this state that is going to get things done and do so courageously. And he knows that that is the person I am.
Chip Keating, thank you so much. I'm out of time.
Thank you, Rick. I'm really grateful to be here.
We'll be watching.